Well, welcome everybody. Been a while since we've done this together, but thank you for all your comments, and that means a lot. Appreciate it. Keeps me doing this. So today we're going to listen to track three of a collection that is called "Forgetting Not to Remember," and you can play with what that means at some point, but we don't have to do it right now. So don't forget, basically. I think that's what that's saying. Uh, and as we're doing this, there's so much going on in the world. There always is, but now it seems just a moment of deep crisis. And the United States and Israel are in war with Iran, bombing it back to the Stone Age, as they'd like to say. And it's really hard. I feel it. I feel it right between my heart and my gut. You know? And and I think it's largely because our president is a madman, and he's trying to keep our minds away from his criminal activities with children. I think that's a big part of it. So that's just that people are dying and being murdered because of that is it's just almost unspeakable. But I can certainly feel it. And I know where you guys are, Sabi and Rex, that's really having impact on your fuel prices and 4-day weeks, and as this goes on and on and on. And because of the megalomania of one man. So having said that, why don't we just like what I said, just feel that. Breathe into it and feel that in your body. Feel that pain, feel that numbness, feel that whatever that is, feel that. And in this meditation, we'll just sit with it. And I think the best thing we can do is just be with the feelings. Uh, and I often taught my students when we were running a like as a school for recovering addicts and alcoholics to when this stuff would come up that it was a good sign. So, and the prayer is thank you, teacher. This is what's in our bodies can teach us, and what am I supposed to be learning? And just sit with it, just paying attention to it. Don't let your mind go off too much. Just come back to the feeling and see what emerges. And there's a person right outside my window with a ladder doing some kind of work on the building that I'm in. So if you hear that, it's what it is. So without further ado, let's go to that place, and maybe by putting our minds and hearts and prayers together, we can find some light and some resonance and some deeper truth in this very, very difficult, painful situation. So sit up straight, spine straight, relax your muscle, your jaws, your shoulders, your gut, your feet, your knees, your legs, your thighs. And this is a 20-minute meditation, and it's called, well, let's see what it's called. I got the wrong one here. It's called Cleansing the Doors of Perception. And okay, let's go. Well, uh, that was pretty powerful. Uh, yeah, thank you for being with us as we deal with what's going on. And who knows what's going to happen. But the history has shown us, even the geological history, that in times of great stress, it's times when things evolve and new things emerge. So that would be my hope. Um, and how do you handle that stuff? Well, as I used to tell my students, in time of great stress, practice more, not less. Other when things are really, really getting bad. And if you can feel it, if it disturbs you, that's not bad. That's a good thing. Um, Hamid Ali or A.H. Almas, whom I've been having, Roger Walsh and I have in these extended conversations over the last couple of years, is a very wise man, a very realized sage, if you will. And he says, if your heart breaks, that's a good thing because it shows you have a heart. Okay, and that can be the path to our deeper self and where we get to our true nature and who we really are. And I came from deep Christian roots, and there's a young man in Texas is running for Senate, and he's doing very well. He's 37, and he's a Christian in the sense that he's actually talking about what Jesus said to do. Jesus said, "What are the two commandments?" I can all of that stuff, all the commandments, and this and that, and the shibboleth, and dietary things. It could be boiled down to two things. There's only two things that we really need to do. That's to love God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, and to love your neighbor as yourself. There it is. It's really simple, not easy. Uh, Bernard Shaw said, "There's nothing wrong with Christianity. It's just so few people have ever tried it." Yeah, sit with that for a moment. So Jesus said to love your enemies, bless them that curse you. And he said, if you want to be close to me, Jesus being the inner beloved, the source of all, however you name that, uh, then help the stranger, help the poor, minister to the prisoners, the weak, the widows, the orphans. And if you want to serve me, you want to serve God, our higher truth, our deeper nature, serve those in need. It's a radical religion, and the stuff which passes for Christianity these days in the United States largely has nothing to do with anything that Jesus said. Uh, Nothing. And Jesus said that come the day, people say, Lord, Lord, and he'll say, Lord, Lord, you know, I never knew you. You never knew me. If you want to serve me, serve the least of these, my brother. Okay. And Jesus was always holding rich people's feet to the fire, you know, and he was hanging out with the poor and the destitute and the prostitutes and the tax collectors and these unloved people. They 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 came to him because they felt his love and his forgiveness, and that's what they needed. And he said, rich people, it's harder for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to find me. Um, yeah. And I think we need to take that into account and hold people responsible. And it's not poor people that are wrecking our planet right now. It's the high and the mighty and the perverse. And So God help us to take responsibility for what we can and to work on ourselves and stay close to, as the Quaker said, that of God within, because then we can begin to do the second part of the second commandment Jesus gave us, to love our neighbors as ourselves. Um, so if you believe in prayer, it's a good time to pray. And for those who are dying right now. Um, and let's simply give it our best shot to be the solution that we're looking for. And that's about all I have to say. So thank you. God bless. And thank you for being with us here. I appreciate it.